Welcome to this presentation on ON variants OF Chola's conjecture. This research was conducted by Krishnarjun Krishnamurthy and published in 9th March 2026. Today, we'll explore the key findings and contributions of this important work. Let's begin by understanding the problem this research addresses. Good morning, everyone. Today, we delve into variants of Chola's conjecture, a fundamental problem in analytic number theory concerning the statistical independence of arithmetic functions. Our work addresses a theoretical gap in understanding the d-point correlations of completely multiplicative functions taking values in positive or negative 1. Specifically, Chola's conjecture posits that the average of these correlations, such as products of the Liouville function at shifted arguments, tends to 0 as the averaging range goes to infinity. This conjecture encodes the expectation that the prime decomposition of an integer should be independent of that of its shifted counterparts. Our research hypothesizes that we can provide combinatorial proofs for two recent results in this direction, particularly for functions defined by specific subsets of primes and characterize their associated spectrum. Our baseline assumptions involve working with completely multiplicative functions mapping natural numbers to positive or negative 1, which are fully determined by their values at primes. We also distinguish between small and large sets of primes based on the convergence or divergence of the sum of their reciprocals, a crucial distinction for our results. Our methodology employs a combinatorial framework to analyze the shifted convolution sums. We define a completely multiplicative function, lambda sub p, which takes value -1 for primes in a set P and +1 otherwise. The core object of our study is the average of the product of lambda sub p at n plus h1, n plus h2, up to n plus ht, denoted as capital lambda sub h sub p of n. The limit of this average as n goes to infinity, if it exists, is denoted as kappa sub h sub p. Our proof strategy for Theorem 1, which establishes the existence and form of this limit for small prime sets, relies on an inductive argument. We first demonstrate the existence of the natural density for the set of integers, where capital lambda sub h sub p of n equals -1, denoted as eta sub h sub p. This density is shown to be 1 divided by the sum of p and 1 for non-exceptional primes p. A crucial combinatorial lemma, lemma 2, describes how the set of integers where capital lambda sub h sub p of n is -1 transforms under symmetric differences of prime sets and shift sets. This allows us to build the result from single primes to finite sets, and then extend it to infinite small sets of primes. For Theorem 2, which asserts that perfect correlation is impossible for non-trivial functions, the proof hinges on showing that if the absolute value of kappa sub h sub p is 1, then the collection of shift sets H forms a structure closed under symmetric difference and translation. This structural property combined with the result by Wilden implies the existence of a two-element shift set, which then contradicts a known result by Matonki and Radzivi concerning two-point correlations, unless the set of primes P is empty. Our first major result, Theorem 1, establishes that for a fixed set of shifts H and a small set of primes P, the average of capital lambda sub H sub P of n converges. The limiting value, kappa sub H sub P, is precisely given by a product over all primes P in P, where each term is 1 minus 2 times eta sub H sub P. For non-exceptional primes, eta sub H sub P simplifies to the fraction d divided by the sum of P and 1. This result is significant because it provides an Euler-like product representation for an average involving a function that is generally not multiplicative, reinforcing the principle that global density can emerge from local densities. Our second key finding, Theorem 2, addresses the question of perfect correlation. It states that if the absolute value of kappa sub h sub p is exactly 1 for some non-empty set of shifts h, then the set of primes p must be empty. More concretely, for any non-constant completely multiplicative function, the lower limit of the average of its d-point correlations is strictly less than 1, and the upper limit is strictly greater than -1. This implies that perfect positive or negative correlation is impossible for non-trivial functions. Finally, we characterize the spectrum of these averages, denoted as capital gamma sub h. Proposition 3 shows that capital gamma sub h is a closed interval, specifically the interval from alpha sub h to 1. Here, alpha sub h is defined as the infimum of the terms 1 minus 2 times eta sub h sub p taken over all primes p. We demonstrate that alpha sub h can be arbitrarily close to -1 indicating a rich range of possible correlation values. The theoretical implications of these results are substantial. Our combinatorial proofs offer an elementary perspective on problems previously tackled with more advanced analytic or ergodic theory techniques, making the underlying mechanisms more transparent. The discovery of an Euler-like product for capital lambda sub h sub p of n in theorem 1 is particularly noteworthy. This function is generally not multiplicative, yet its average exhibits a product structure, reinforcing the deep principle that global densities often arise from local contributions, even in complex arithmetic settings. Theorem 2 significantly contributes to our understanding of Chawla's conjecture by demonstrating the inherent non-correlation for non-trivial completely multiplicative functions. By reducing the d-point correlation case to the two-point case, it elegantly leverages the powerful results of Matomky and Radzivi, extending their implications to higher-order correlations. This provides strong evidence against perfect correlation, suggesting that these functions behave like independent random variables in the long run. The precise characterization of the spectrum capital gamma sub h as a continuous interval from alpha sub h to 1, where alpha sub h can approach -1, reveals the full range of possible average values for these correlations, adding a new layer of detail to the landscape of these functions. Looking ahead, these findings open several avenues for future research. One critical frontier is to generalize Theorem 1 to large sets of primes, where the sum of reciprocals diverges, which is expected to yield a zero average, aligning with the core of Chawla's conjecture. Another promising direction is to investigate analogous results for Myers-type functions, which would require refining the combinatorial techniques developed here. Finally, strengthening Theorem 2 to demonstrate that the absolute value of the average is strictly less than 1 for all sufficiently large x, rather than just in terms of lim_inf and lim sub, would be a significant advancement, potentially requiring improvements to how we handle intersections of sets with natural density 1. In conclusion, this work provides fundamental contributions to the study of Chawla's conjecture by offering elementary combinatorial proofs for the behavior of d-point correlations of completely multiplicative functions taking values in positive or -1. We have rigorously established the existence and precise Euler-like product form for the average of these correlations when defined over small sets of primes. Crucially, we have demonstrated that perfect correlation, where the absolute value of the average is exactly 1, is impossible for any non-trivial function. Furthermore, we have fully characterized the spectrum of these averages, showing it forms a continuous interval from an infimum value, which can approach -1 up to +1. These findings deepen our understanding of the statistical independence encoded in Chawla's conjecture. Looking forward, our research points to several high-level directions. First, extending these results to large sets of primes, where the sum of reciprocals diverges, is a natural next step, as this regime is expected to yield a zero average, directly addressing a core aspect of Chawla's conjecture. Second, developing analogous combinatorial techniques for MBS-type functions would significantly broaden the applicability of our methods. Finally, a key challenge remains in strengthening the non-correlation bounds of Theorem 2 to show that the absolute value of the average is strictly less than 1 for all sufficiently large intervals, which would provide an even more definitive statement on the lack of perfect correlation.